Hello, my name is Jacqueline Wetzel. Today I will be presenting to you Life Skills Enlightenment, Education for a Better Life. Providing real-life education to teens across Utah in an enjoyable and safe environment. Life Skills Enlightenment. Think back to when you were a young adult. What did you need to know? What did you think back and say, I wish they would have taught me this in school? About taxes, perhaps, or health insurance, maybe even basic maintenance on your house and cars. We are offering guidance for young teens and upcoming adults to do better in life. This will be a nonprofit organization, and we will run summer and day camps and motivational events for children. Our goals are to own our own camp. We will be completely Utah-based, and this will all be ran primarily off donations. The description of the organization. Who? Well, we are aiming at children ages 14 to 17, but we will also be working with younger children. We will be offering scholarships because we know that not all families can afford to send their children to summer camp. We will have board members for our foundation to make all decisions. This will be nonprofit, as I mentioned earlier. Our disadvantages are running a nonprofit takes a lot of time, money, and there's a lot of government regulations. We will combat those by having a good donor base and having plans when those donors don't come through. The government regulations will all be tracked by our financial advisor, which will be a separate entity from the nonprofit. Our home base will be in Price, Utah. The camp locations to start will be at YMCA Camp Rogers in Camas, Utah, and the Trefoil Ranch located in Provo Canyon. These already have establishments such as cabins and cafeterias for people to come and rent the camp and host their camp there, which will come at an additional cost. Getting involved. We plan to get involved in schools early and often, so this does not mean that we will just target high schools. We will also be educating middle schoolers and elementary school kids. We will be offering motivational speeches and education about what our camp offers to all these schools for free. This will build a network of people so we can start getting in touch with people and having children be interested early and often. We will also be advertising and sharing what we know at community events. This will help parents and guardians get to know what we're about and get them interested in attending our camps. Clubs such as Boys and Girls Clubs of not only Price, Utah, but clubs all around us will also be involved in our networking. And we will have a very great online base, including with social media. We will be sharing information constantly, including success stories and information about how to sign up, donate, and even offer scholarships to other students. The management. That's me trying to do it alone. That can't happen in a nonprofit. It would be chaos and decisions would never get made. Plus, with the nonprofit, you have to have board members. The requirements of all management will be requiring background checks. They will have to sign our ethical standards. That's for state and government regulations. There will also be a handbook developed for them to see suggestions on how to deal with certain situations, as well as who to go to if they have any questions, and contract requirements for working with children. All of our staff will have to be CPR certified. This applies to everyone because we will be working with children and their safety is our top priority. Food safety will be a requirement. Utah has food safety regulations, and anybody working with food will have to have those. Anybody working with food will have to comply to those Utah state standards. There'll be 5 to 7 board members. All of these board members will be voting on decisions for the nonprofit. There'll be the president, which will be me, Jacqueline, 3 local educators, a volunteer director, and 2 donors will be on this board. Voting requirements means that 4 or more have to vote yes for a decision to be made. That's if we have 7 board members. It'll be 3 or more if there's 5 board members. If the vote does not pass, we will have to readdress the issue, whether that be meaning to develop it more or something that's just not going to work. Decisions can include fundraising, they can include how to spend financials, when to host camps, when to attend certain events like at schools or community events. Those are just a few of the decisions that the board will be making. Financial requirements. Nonprofits are held to a very high standard with their financial requirements. This includes complete transparency of all financial records. The state and government regulates those for nonprofits. That's why we plan to hire a separate financial entity to keep track of all of our financials, and publish those where need be for the public to access them. The financial entity will also be making recommendations to the board, where the board will then go in and make a decision on those financial recommendations. The predictions for Life Skills Enlightenment are that donations will have to meet a certain level in order to run camps. If those donations are not made, we have developed an exit strategy. A reboot fundraising year. If the financial requirements are not being made in order to host a summer camp in the next year, we will have a reboot fundraising year. That means no summer camp will be hosted that year. We will focus hard on getting donations and making it so we can meet those goals for the next year to run the summer camp. If perhaps that does not work, like we are not receiving those steady donations or steady volunteers, we will have to do a liquidation process. The board will have to vote this in, and the financial advisor that we hire will be doing all the paperwork, because when you are liquidating a nonprofit, you have to show transparent financials of how that went down. You have to show that you paid off all your debtors, and then that the money left over did not go into the pocket of any of the board members. The money left over is to be donated to another nonprofit. Pricing. The pricing will be $75 a day for each attendee for a 4-day camp, totaling in $300 per camp fees. Scholarships will be offered to 7 out of the 30 attendees, equaling $2,100 in scholarships per camp. The scholarships will be on an application basis, where children that cannot afford to attend the camp can apply. They will be awarded off of an essay where children are saying why they want to attend our camp, why they're interested, and the board will vote in on those 7 out of 30 scholarships that we are awarding. Competition? What competition? These are camps that are evaluated that are in the close vicinity of Price, Utah. 3 Sevens Ranch, for instance, is a religious-based camp. Our camp does not require you to be any sort of religion and or have any sort of skill to attend. So we are opening our camp to any children. Camp Kaleidoscope is a camp that is ran out of Salt Lake City. They are aimed at children with disabilities. I'm not saying that we will not offer our camp to children with disabilities, but at this time we are not exactly equipped to do that. Plus, you don't have to have a disability to attend our camp. Camp YMCA is the camp that is in closest competition with us, but they are very, very expensive to attend, and they every activity that the children do is at an additional cost. What will attendees learn? Self-care. This means mental health. This means hygiene. This means anything that they will need as young adults to be able to take care of themselves, including learning when to ask questions. Taxes. Yes, we all fear taxes. We all probably have. But wouldn't it be nice to know your basic taxes and when you need to hire a tax professional versus maybe just filing those on your own? Health insurance. I know when I was a young adult, health insurance was the scariest thing. How do you know which plan to pick, what they're going to cover? You get this book of just this massive amount of information. So we want to be able to break this down to upcoming young adults so they can understand it better. Basic maintenance. Wouldn't it be nice to know how to check the oil in your car or how to unclog your own garbage disposal? The children at our camp will be learning basic maintenance on not only their cars, but their house and anything else that they might want to learn. Investing and saving. Investing and saving can be a huge success point for adults. So we want the children that attend our camp to know how to do that so they can go out into the world and be confident that they are saving enough and investing enough to maybe be able to retire someday. Credit, yes, the dreaded credit. We all get into credit situations that we probably shouldn't have. So knowing about basic credit and how to apply and when not to apply will be helping our young adults become better adults. Career planning. We all push children to go to college, but maybe that's not an option for some people. Maybe they don't want to. And if they could find a career that they're happy in and making a successful life for themselves, we would be creating a happier society. Our mission, Life Skills Enlightenment, will provide future adults with real-world education they need to be happy, healthy, and safe. The organization will offer a safe environment for all teens to learn, make memories, and prepare for adult life. We aim at having a community-driven organization that is adaptable to future encounters and the welfare of our future adults. Thank you.